Hey y'all, welcome back to Long Farms. We're headed south today to Vienna, Georgia, I believe it's called. Currently come through Calhoun, Georgia, hauling this John Deere 915 V-Ripper that some friends of mine, old Josh and Gary from Hicks Farms, sold to a guy, but I'm gonna pull in here at this, I don't know if y'all ever been to one, but this Buc-ee's fuel station looks like about the size of a small Walmart. Go in here and see what it's all about. Get us something to eat.
Yeah, gosh, it's two different things, the gas pumps, ain't it?
Golly, look at that.
Two of them.
What you think about this place, Gary?
I don't know.
Is there a tram or a bus we can catch to get to the front, or what's?
Got to get here, got entrance there.
This place does look like a small Walmart. Shoot. Here's a close look at them V-Rippers. It's a 7 shank. It's got the single gauge wheel on it. Let me tell you, it takes a heck of a tractor to pull something like this. Of course, old Ford, she's a thirsty gal. Gotta stop and fill her up before we hit the highway again. Well, we finally got out of the Buc-ee's after about 20 minutes of wandering around, but picking out on these brisket neck burritos. You can give them a try. Josh approves. What about you, Gary? You approve?
Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
So, I believe Buc-ee's gets a thumbs up from us. So, once we stuff our bellies, we're going to hit the road down to Vienna. So, we'll be back with y'all in just a little bit.
Go slow when you go by this, so they're going to get a good picture.
Got off the interstate here, and
That road.
diesel's 401. Oh, credit, that's just insane. I thought fuel prices back home was bad, but I believe I'll stick with what we got.
What air's still go?
Yeah.
There's you some
Beach.
Peach, more peaches, ain't it, Gary?
film them. Slow down, Josh, right to the film.
Alice Spring.
Living down this part of the world. Wow. That's a heck of an operation right there. Well, we finally made it here. Got off the interstate here at this guy's farm. They mainly farm cotton and peanuts here. I think they've got about 800 acres or so here at this farm. Then they've got another farm on just down the road. But it's trying to unload it here, and but if not, I might have to go to that other farm. We're gonna see what we can do here.
So you in the fertilizer business then? Yeah, I've worked for 40 years.
That's right.
About enough, curl it.
Trying to figure out the best way of tying this thing on. So got it in the bucket and they're going to curl it up and hopefully just pull it right off of here.
Take the dog on. Yes, sir.
We wasn't sure if that thing was going to swing or not, but that old boy, he's a good operator. Picked it right up.
He told you the story about that thing? Yeah. So we call it scrappy. Yep. Come from the scrap iron. The guy called it. I got this thing brought in. We fixing to shred it. They got a big shredder. He said, you need to come look at it. So anyway, Brian brought it. So we come. Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know if y'all can tell on the camera, but it's pretty sandy ground out in this part of Georgia, is what the Wayne was saying.
It's not just a traditional peanut picker. It is this one comes from Brazil, or Argentina one. They've been in the business for 20 years in America, but we just kind of neglected it. It picks peanuts completely different from any peanut picker we've ever had. I actually love that thing. Wasn't sure what it was going to be like, but it is a nice peanut picker.
Yeah, it's definitely something we're not used to. Is the whole different ball game. This cotton picker stuff, peanuts.
So then, a lot of repairs.
Oh yeah, it's like our gleaners.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
There's so many moving parts.
You got your spindle, these 12 bars, 18 high, and so the spindle wraps around it, the cotton wraps around the spindle. It comes back here to the back here, and it's a set of doffers that's turning the opposite way, and it doffs, it takes it off. Then it goes back around and picks up moisture. The little pads put moisture on it to keep the spindle kind of slick, or so it won't stick to it.
Right.
And then comes back around and doffs it off. In other words, it's actually running in this direction, but it goes through the grids right there. That's how it goes. The stalk goes through it, and it picks it off. And then, like I said, it's actually coming in this direction. The doffers knock it off. Air blows it up into the basket. It comes around to here, gets the moisture. It's just a pad, and puts moisture back on it. So it's not wet. It's just slick. It's more of a slick agent than moisture, really. So.
I've never seen inside.
Yeah. pretty
That's
neat little deal.
interesting.
And this is a 93, 94 model.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I mean, they're clean, good looking machines.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's go to the other side. It'll be easier.
Yeah.
So a rotary combine, in other words, this is totally opposite. This is what we're used to. Is more like the old John Deere with the bat bars in it, each section. Well, this ain't gonna be no easier. Sorry about that, I'm lying to you. Anyway, it's got 2 rotors, and it comes through and it picks that peanut off and goes all the way through the back. That is it. That is your harvesting, and these little knockers, they call it, that knocks the peanut off as it's coming through the vine.
Yeah.
It's shredding it up. Of course, these peanuts were fairly dry when we picked them, but we're used to having to run through at the back a set of stemmer saws to knock that off. But with these pickers, when they get to the back, it's done pulled that off from it. So this is unlike anything we have ever seen from a peanut picker. We didn't think it would work.
Right.
20 years ago when it came out, we said, that's a joke. It's from Argentina or Brazil. I can't remember. Anyway, we thought this will never work. Well, they've proven themselves, and they haven't give up either. And they got parts an hour from us.
Yeah.
All the parts you want. So it's really strange, but there's nothing on it to really wear out.
see
I mean, it's
the
not
front
like
end.
a combine.
Right.
So
I've never been up close to anything like
that's
this.
a 6-row head on it, what they call it. Well, it is 6-row. We're 38-inch rows, but it's 18.5-foot head.
What
That is big.
Yeah.
what horsepower or what size tractor?
It'll take at least 190, give or take, to run it. Because when they're wet, that's a good bit of love.
Oh, I bet. Especially all the hydraulics it's
Yeah.
got running too.
Well, the funny thing is, the only thing that's running is the head, and it's instead of ours, we're used to peanuts being blown in the basket. This actually on the back, I'll show you. It's got buckets, and it lifts them up with a chain. It's two
Kind of like on
sets.
like an elevator.
Yeah, now it's elevator buckets. I'll show you in just a
Huh.
minute. And it lifts them up and dumps them in the basket. We're used to fans blowing them in there. So I mean,
Blow 'em
this
up.
is completely different from anything we.
Wow.
But see, the PTO shaft turns as you turn, and that
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like our hay mower range.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Coon mower conditioner.
peanuts up in there. Just a traditional bucket.
Yeah.
And that is
Just like
so
on the elevator.
unused to what we're, so we're used to it blowing the trash off. Let's see, not that in there, but that's where the peanuts come out at the back. We're used to it blowing the trash off from it. These fans are actually sucking the trash off, and they come out behind you. The stems and any debris that's left in there all comes out back here. Instead of being blown out, it's sucked out. And that's totally unused
Wow.
to, unlike what we used to.
Did you guys pick this up new or?
No, we bought this one, bought it used, and
Gosh, I bet
yeah, it's a
that's
16-year model. We bought it in 19. We ran it two seasons, like 2 or 3
I bet
seasons.
one of
Anyway,
these things new's got to be up there.
about
ain't
120.
they? 120. That's still cheaper than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, really and truly it is. Peanut
200
equipment.
more.
The only problem with this is, like with a picker, with a 6-row cotton picker, the new cotton pickers, you can get 100 acres a day, but you're looking at $1 million cotton picker.
Oh, yeah.
With this, with all the peanut machinery, you have to run so much slower. You're only covering 30 at the most, more like about 20 a day. So the guys that's got 500 or 600 acres, they need 4 or 5 of these.
Oh, yeah.
So the cost adds up too.
So now you're running one row, right?
6
Doing
rows.
this?
6 rows.
That's 6
Yeah,
rows.
6 rows, 6 38-inch rows.
So now whenever you
Flint.
drive over it, is your tires spaced out enough, I guess, so you're clearing what's in front of you?
Yeah, Flint. You just want to play. Flint.
I spoiled him.
When you plow them up, when they're grown, you can't hardly see. We run GPS auto steer,
Yeah.
RTK, and so you can't hardly see the road. When you plow it up, Flint, quit. The inverter puts it in a windrow. So that windrow, in other words, 2 rows is condensed down to about this wide, rounded up. I'll shoot you some
Okay,
pictures of it.
yeah.
So there's 3 sets of windrows, and so your tractor drives right in the middle. No, it was just that's narrow, but a 38-inch tire pattern fits right in the middle of it.
You pull that with which tractor?
With I got a 7930, and we got that one he's talking about, that 8100, either one of them. So a lot of that changed. So peanuts is a little more profitable from a from a cost per acre, costs about the same to put peanut in as it does cotton. But depending, like this year, see, I contracted cotton. I sold cotton 2 years ago for 43 cents. My cost of production at that time was about 74, 75 cents. So you can just, and this was when COVID hit and all that mess happened. Well, this year, because it was so low, I thought, well, when it got to 83 cents, I said, man, that's a genius move. Contract some at 83, 85, 88. Man, I'm a genius. I sold the last 218 bales for $1.20 a piece, a pound. Had no idea that's where it was going. Now I'm contracting for next year at 95 cents. But are we going to $1.05 or are we going to 55? We don't know. So that's where it really gets so tricky. Peanuts are a little more stable, I guess. I hire some guys to pick mine. So put it in modules. They pick it up with a module truck, which will hold 4 bales or one of these big ones. And they'll take it to the gin it, and it comes out as a 500-pound bale. We're getting paid for the seed. Seed are actually very useful. They're very high protein. We get about enough pay for the gin in most years out of the seed. The next year we'll have, that can fluctuate. It was way down 2 years ago, but this year it's back up. Anyway, so the seed are separated out. The lint goes into a 500-pound bale. So a bale of cotton generally produces about 500 pounds of seed and about 500 pounds of lint. Varieties make some of that difference. Anyway, it goes from there, so it'll go into a warehouse, and then a merchant will buy it. Obviously, it all goes to Savannah and is shipped out to wherever. And it comes back into us as yarn or clothes or whatever. They're still up around Cary. We go to Cary, North Carolina to Cotton Incorporated, and they do a really good job showing you where your assessment money is spent. And there is some yarn mills left that they'll actually take the cotton and make yarn out of it, then send the yarn overseas. But a lot of times the raw bale is the delinted bale is sent overseas.
Wow. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that little few minutes there that Jim explained the cotton pickers and peanut pickers. So he's a very knowledgeable guy. So Josh driving, got Gary riding in the back seat. I guess I'm navigator, so definitely a lot of farm ground that we're not used to seeing back home. So we're gonna take a ride out through the country on the way back to the interstate and see what else we can find.
Wish we'd asked him about that. There's a grain wagon. Nice and ain't it?
Yeah.
Wish we'd asked him about all them rows of hay. If that was actually hay or if that was a peanut.
Well, we're about halfway back home. We've made it to the outskirts of Atlanta. Had a pretty good day so far. Made good time. It was probably about 5.5 to 6 hours from home. Seeing a lot of farm country we don't get to see back home, but I'm have to make another trip down here again. Getting ready to come by the Atlanta airport here. I go ahead and end the video before it got dark, but thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for going along for the ride with us. But also, if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And then also, if you want to get updates to the channel, be sure to subscribe as well. But other than that, you got anything to say, Josh? Sorry, I caught him off guard. He's in traffic. I should have known better. But y'all be safe. Have a great rest of your weekend, and catch you on the flip side.